right, so everyone has to do an outline, and these are the basics of what an outline can include. In my experience at this in college, well, uh, many of you, through no fault of your own, have not been taught how to do a proper outline, uh, but you need to know. Okay, so what you don't understand in my video, make sure you research, because I'm not teaching you anything that's new or just what I think. Okay, there are fundamental basics of creating an outline. Why do I require an outline for this? Because the purpose of this project, of the research project, is to help you to think logically and critically. Okay, that's the purpose. Well, I mean, there's a lot of other purposes. We want you to become good citizens and all that. But anyway, making an outline ensures that you don't have holes and that you have a logical process in going. So I'm going to go through some of the basics. Sorry if you already know this, but everyone needs to know this. All right. So there are general rules in creating an outline. It doesn't have to be color-coded like it is on this thing. It's just showing you. All right. So labels, which is like the Roman numeral 1, A, 1, 2, A, B, C, D, and then the little Roman numerals. They go from large to small. Just for simplicity's sake, you put a period at the end of it. I always just go 3 spaces and then you start again with a capital letter. Am I going to be like a Nazi and like counting space that you do all the no. English teachers should, okay? But this is the proper way to do it. So I encourage you just to start building good habits and doing it the proper way. Each section in the outline is aligned. So the 1, 2 here is aligned to all the 1, 2s and the 1, 2, 3s. Each section has its own proper, oh, there we go, alignment, okay? It should all be vertically aligned. The spacing, this is just, I'm not going to grade for this, but it always makes it look neat. If you choose, you can start your new thought right under the letter. Okay, so you put your 1 right under the first letter of the thing before that. I know that's kind of confusing, so the A is under the S there, and so to speak. That's a little like you might think over the top. I encourage you just to try. It's a nice challenge. It makes it look pretty. All right, this thing I will take off for because it's essential. Every A must have a B. Every 1 must have a 2. You can't just have a section with an A or just a 1 or just a Roman numeral 1. Okay, so that is so basic to show completeness of thought. All right, do not use sentences. Some people try to just cut and paste their favorite paragraphs and sentences into an outline. Don't do that. That's not the purpose of the outline. You can do that on your own secondary sheet. This is, again, I'm not going to be a Nazi about this. It's just if you want a perfect outline, you keep your grammar, your syntax the same. So like here's a gerund and a noun, a gerund and a noun. Here is a noun and a prepositional phrase. You know, a little bit of consistency there. Doesn't have to be. It's a little bit more difficult, but I'm just throwing that out to you for whatever that's worth. All right, the most basic form of any outline, and that if you haven't done this before, you should use this basic form in all your future letters that you write, professional letters, essay questions. You should think to yourself, I need to have these main points. I need to have an introduction, which includes your thesis statement and the preview of points. Okay, then you have the main body right there. And here in a research paper or whatever, you might give pros and cons or one position and then another position, and then you'll have your analysis. And then again, your conclusion would tie in your thesis statement, and so on and so forth. This is your 6th grade outline. Primary grade students use this kind of outline. So it's very basic. Yours will be a little bit more expensive. Minimum, use this. Okay, just use this and work from there. I would recommend, obviously, to think critically, you're going to probably have to have a longer one, and I would say the minimum of is what is included here. So, and the Roman numerals I just noticed on the left don't match the ones on the right, but part of what a good research essay does is clarifies right away for the reader. The scope of this paper is not going to address whatever. Just say you note that there's a lot of psychological areas that you could delve into, whatever, and that's not going to be within the scope of this paper. You're going to stick to the legal history and the Catholic social teaching and the various active movements and whatever. So you state off right away what is and what isn't in the scope of your paper. And again, you're going to be graded on your broadness of scope. So don't just say, I'm not going to talk about anything but Catholic social teaching. That's not going to be good critical thinking, but that's in the perspectives video. Okay. You're going to want to, again, address all the different areas that your topic crosses. If there is any legal case history, you're going to want to look into that, and you're going to want to mention a couple of them in the paper and then some in your footnotes, because footnotes are your friends. If there's science, any bioethical issue, and if you don't know how to find that science, I can help you. But if you're, for instance, if you're talking about stem cell research or in vitro fertilization or one of those things, you're going to need to explain the science behind what's going on, because it is in that process, for instance, that you're going to be making some of your main points, okay? The history of the issue, so on and so forth, okay? So you have your pros and your cons, and then you might just spend a few paragraphs on the Catholic social teaching and the history of the Catholic social teaching with your subject, okay? And then you will end, of course, with your analysis, which could be longer. You could do the Thomas Aquinas approach by breaking down the other arguments to then conclude with your point. But the point is, all right, is that the outline, okay, is short. It shows your progression of thought. And I think it's that simple. Obviously, I'm here